Well, as the saying goes, everyone has a novel in them. But the reality is not everyone lets that novel out. A GTA teen is certainly an exception to that. At 17 years old, Alessia Dickson is a published author. She started writing her novel, The Chronicles, at the age of 10. Now she's touring schools to share her passion for reading and writing, and she's inspiring countless other kids to follow their dreams.
I've been writing ever since I could remember, so I pretty much can't remember a time where I didn't want to be a writer.
A childhood dream has come true for Alessia Dickson. The Vaughan teen is the author of The Chronicles, the first book in a series about a high school girl with supernatural powers.
It centers around 16-year-old Alyssa Brooks, and in the beginning of the book, she's just like a normal kid. She's in high school, and then through a series of events, she finds out she's actually part of this supernatural race, and she has fire powers. So she's sent to this awesome school called Magnorium, and she meets the other characters, and they go on a journey around the world to collect 4 crystals. And each of these crystals represents an element, and they're really powerful. And then once all these crystals are brought together, they make a really powerful weapon. And this weapon is needed to defeat the villains of the series.
It's a story Alessia has been crafting since she was just 10 years old, a tale she knew had to be told.
As I got older and older, the characters, they started to grow up with me. So the story is very familiar. The characters are kind of like my friends just because they've been there since I was 10. So I didn't want to give up on the story or any of the characters just because I invested so much time and effort into it.
Part of a childhood spent discovering her passion.
I think I like the creative freedom, so it's kind of like an escapism sort of thing. I don't have to stay rooted in this world. I can kind of go off in my own and make my own stories, make my own characters. So it's more of a release that way, but yeah, it's really fun.
Self-publishing?
It's no surprise to her father, who says even though Alessia didn't have formal creative writing training, she had many resources to draw from.
Out of the hundreds and probably thousands of books she's read, I mean, all of these authors became her teachers. So, and I guess all of these ideas started bouncing in her head and created this wonderful book.
And I always tell people I am a big reader. So who here is like me, actually like reading? Okay, this is a huge number, awesome.
And now Alessia is sharing her passion for literature. She's toured nearly 24 GTA schools, including Romeo Dallaire Public School in Maple. She speaks to students not just about writing, but about embracing their imagination.
A lot of kids don't realize their own potential that they have and what they're capable of. So talking to them about my journey and the things that I've achieved can kind of inspire them to go after their own dreams. I always tell them it doesn't have to be writing. It could be arts or sports or even dance or anything. As long as you have the passion and the drive to work at it, you can pretty much achieve anything. So guys, what do you think of the book? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Awesome. Okay,
The impact is evident. Alessia always draws a crowd after her school presentations.
I think it's really good because a lot of these students see that she did this at their age, so now they can do the same thing if they want to, so it helps them achieve their goals.
She goes to school, she has friends, and she can take time and manage it so that she can continue writing her book, and she still has time for school and her friends as well.
I'm not really a writer or reader, but I am an artist, and this book definitely inspired a couple drawings, and hopefully I will, in the next few years, start another small story inspired by this story.
And for other young authors, a spark of hope to keep their own stories alive.
It's really important for me because I like literature, whether it's writing or reading. So if she can do it, then anyone can do it.
Personally, I started writing a book myself, and it's just when I heard about how she wrote a book, it just makes it seem like anything is possible.
A shared passion for storytelling that gives Alessia new inspiration.
I think one of the coolest things for me is after I've spoken to students at different schools, they've actually gone home, they started their own books and their own stories, and then they've actually sent it to me through my website. So I get a bunch of emails every day from different kids asking me for my input on their own stories.
I know a lot of my friends, they want to write a book, but they never actually get to writing the book. So why did you
Like, how do you stay motivated?
How to stay motivated? Honestly, like, I've always loved writing. Like, I just always wanted to be an author, like nothing else.
So now Alessia is working on the second book in the Crystal Chronicles series. There are 5 in total, and she hopes to release a new book every 18 months.